Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'll work with you step by step through each of the ABRSM theory grades. Once you've finished your music theory and practice workbook, past papers are an excellent revision resource. I've worked through each paper of 2014 right the way through to 2018, and now I'm really pleased to be able to bring 2019 to you as well. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets. These are available to download for free. They're in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also access information about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and techniques helping you to get the best out of your exam day. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that would be really super, and please do subscribe to my channel and please do share out the videos. And now we're going to make a start on question 2 of paper 2019 for the grade 5 paper A. So let's have a look at question 2. So we're looking at intervals here. So I'm going to work through these with you. If it is that you want a little bit extra revision on these, if you go to my playlists, the Music Theory for Everyone playlist, I've gone through each individual interval in lots of detail. I'll put the links in the cards in the description box, and now we'll look at these particular questions together. So the first job is just getting the number of the interval, and that is counting your bottom note as number 1, and we're counting each step, space, line, space, and so on. So 1, 2, 3, we know that that's a third, so that's half the job done. That's half marks straight away. Now here, don't forget the key signature is active, so that is an E flat. So E flat to G. Now whether you play piano or not, it's always helpful to just visualise these intervals. And so if you just visualise E flat to G, that's a major interval. E flat to G, it's a full third, and it's part of your E flat major scale key signature. However, we've raised the G to a G sharp, so from major we've made it bigger, we've augmented that interval, and so we've got an augmented third. So there we go, that's that one. Next one, so let's count this out. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it's a fifth, that's half the job done. Now, fifths, fourths and octaves don't come in major or minor scenarios, we just have a perfect interval. And we have F sharp to C sharp. Now if you find it difficult thinking in terms of F sharp major minor, if you think of F to C, you can see that that's a perfect fifth, part of your standard scale pattern, nothing's been changed. And so parallel F sharp to C sharp is also a perfect fifth as well. So you can think of it that way if you find it difficult thinking from the F sharp to C sharp straight away. However, it is a perfect fifth. So that's that. So this next one, so we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's that easily sorted. Now here we have an A, we're in the treble clef, A to F. Now A major would have F sharps as part of your key signature. Major means greater, minor means lesser. So major would be the F sharp. There's no F sharp present, so it's been made smaller, and it's actually F minor. We've made that interval a semitone smaller, so that's a minor sixth. Oh, getting a bit carried away there. Okay, so next one, same scenario, but now we are writing the intervals as we are asked to. So first of all, we need to find a seventh. So here, counting from this F sharp, we're counting up line space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And basically from F to E is a seventh. And now we need to make it a diminished seventh. So let's just work this through in increments. So we know that F to E is major, that's part of your major scale. So F sharp that we've been given makes that smaller, that becomes minor. And then to make it smaller again, we're going to have to bring the top note in, and so it will become an E flat. So if you just work through it a semitone at a time, so we've gone from major, F to E, we've been given an F sharp, so that's been made smaller by raising the lower note, that's F sharp, and then to diminish it, to make it smaller again by a semitone, we need an E flat. So that's now diminished. So now we need to make a perfect 11th or a compound perfect fourth. So we'll count up 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 takes us to this E. And if you think about it, let's jump the octave. So we're jumping from B to B, well, B flat. So we've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, a compound perfect fourth. Now then, we're on B flat. And so a perfect fourth, thinking in terms that B flat major and the minor would be an E flat. And so we just need to add the E flat because this one is already flattened because of the key signature. So to make it perfect, we just need to add the flat to put it in line with the key signature that would be. There we go, that's that completed. And as I said, if you want a little bit more revision, do have a look at the links in the cards and in the description box for further research on the topic of intervals. Now if we go on to the next question, question 3. Again, this is still intervals related, but now we're asked to do some more work on that. We're asked to transpose this down a major second so it will sound at concert pitch. This is for a trumpet in B flat. So here, what the best thing to do is just imagine that you're in this major key signature. It may well be minor or something else, but all the accidentals will deal with that for you. It's best just treating this as your standard sort of major key signature as a starting point. So we're in F major here. And so a major second down from F, a full step down, takes us to E flat. So we now need to think in terms of E flat major. So sometimes they ask us to put a key signature, sometimes they don't. Here we are required to put a key signature in. And so if we put our key signature in B flats, E flats, A flats, put the time signature in. And now what I would do, I would map out all of your bar lines so that we can keep everything exactly aligned. We've got enough to be thinking about without worrying about getting lost where we are in the score. So although they've given us an extra line, we're not going to be using that. Let's keep everything exactly underlined, exactly aligned, I should say, and then it's going to match up entirely and we're not going to get lost. So everything's going to come down a step, a major second. So here we're on the F, we're going to come down a step to the E. I'm not going to be worrying about stems or anything yet because we may have to change those. So everything's coming a step down and we just transpose that down to the next door. So if it's a space, it'll become a line, or if it's a line, it'll become the space below. And so there's nothing really to be thinking about here particularly until this bit here. So here, this has been raised from a C natural to a C sharp. So to raise this, we can't just stick a sharp sign in because this is a B flat. So in order to raise a B flat, if you just look, B flat raised a semitone becomes B natural. And so all we need to do to raise that is to add a natural sign. So you can't just copy the accidentals, you've got to think what's happening. So here, that has been cancelled and lowered again, so that lowered again would go back to the flat, putting it back to the key signature. Oh, got a bit messy there. Okay, carrying on. Down in step. So here, that's been raised by a semitone. That's a G natural that's been raised by a sharp. This is an F natural. The key signature doesn't affect this. And so to raise that, we will add a sharp. Back up a step. And I'm keeping as in line as I can, just so I don't get lost. So that's skipping over the lines to the spaces. Next door note, so here that was an E natural and it's been lowered by a flat. This is now a D natural, so to lower that a semitone, it's just a flat that's required. And then here again we have the same scenario. The B flat has been raised by a natural sign. So down a third takes us there. And then here we can down a 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, and that's a step lower. So I'm just double checking myself. I'm checking the intervals between here as well as just going a step lower, just to make sure I've not gone wrong. And so this one, it was, now this accidental here is redundant really. It's not really changing anything. It's already a natural, they've just put the natural sign in. It's a little bit of a red herring. So what we can do, we can either just pop a natural in, it's not really doing anything, but they've put one, so we shall put one. You don't have to, it's the same note. Or you could put it in brackets to show that you understand it's not absolutely necessary, but you're just copying what was given before. And so here we finish on the E. So that's all the hard thinking done. Now we've just got to put the stems in, and because we've moved, we may end up having to change the way we put the stem. So this stem goes up. This will have to come down. That will be I'm joining the wrong notes there. Oh, that's why it's good to keep everything in line. So these will have to come up. Missed one. Dotted. This will come down. So these will come down. We're using the middle line as our deciding line. Now this one, this will have to change because this now comes below the middle line. That one can go either way, so it will have to turn around to suit this note that's now a little bit lower and be below that line. So we've changed there. So all of these. Now here we're going to have to make a decision because that one's below the middle line and these are above. So really that one's kind of outvoted. And also this E is much further away and sort of needs it to be down more than that. That's only one step away, so it's outvoted on 2 counts really. So down we go. Down we go because of that note. These now will come up and that doesn't need a stem. And so in terms of answering the question, that's all that you need to do to get your full marks. If you want to be just extra thorough, you can put your little dynamic markings in and so on, but that's not absolutely necessary. And that's the end of that question. We'll look at the next question in the next video. I do hope this is helpful to you. Do have a look around the other playlists for some extra revision. If you can give me a like, that would be really super. Please do subscribe and share out the videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.